Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a dark and unsettling topic, the life of Jeffrey Dahmer, one of America's most infamous serial killers. This is a heavy story, so a quick heads up. We'll be discussing themes of violence and disturbing behavior. If that's not for you, I totally get it. Feel free to skip this one. For those staying, let's unpack the chilling life of Jeffrey Dahmer, from his early years to his crimes and eventual downfall. Let's get started. Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer was born on May 21, 1960, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He was the first of two sons to Lionel and Joyce Dahmer. From the outside, his childhood seemed normal, middle-class family, suburban neighborhood. But beneath the surface, things were unraveling. His parents' marriage was rocky, with constant arguments. Joyce struggled with mental health issues, and Lionel, a chemist, was often absorbed in his work. Young Jeffrey felt isolated, craving attention that wasn't always there. As a kid, Dahmer was quiet, shy, but curious in a way that turned dark. He became fascinated with dead animals around age 4. He'd collect roadkill, dissect them, even preserve their bones. He wasn't torturing animals for fun. He was intrigued by what was inside them. It's a red flag now, but back then, his family didn't see it as a sign of something worse. By his teens, he was retreating inward, battling feelings he didn't understand, including an emerging obsession with control and death. High school was rough for Dahmer. At Revere High School in Ohio, where his family moved when he was 8, he was an outcast. He started drinking heavily to cope with his loneliness and disturbing thoughts. Classmates noticed him acting strange, sometimes faking seizures or drunkenly stumbling around for laughs. It was his way of masking the chaos in his head. After graduating in 1978, his parents' divorce hit hard, leaving him alone in the family home while his mom and brother moved out. That isolation became a turning point. At 18, Dahmer's darkest impulses took over. In June 1978, he lured a hitchhiker, Stephen Hicks, to his house under the pretense of drinking together. After Hicks tried to leave, Dahmer killed him by striking him with a dumbbell and later dismembered and disposed of the body. This wasn't a spontaneous act. Dahmer had fantasized about it for years. He wanted control, to keep someone with him forever. That first kill set a horrific pattern. Dahmer's life spiraled. He enrolled at Ohio State University but dropped out after one semester due to his drinking. His dad pushed him to join the Army in 1979, hoping it would give him structure. Stationed in Germany, Dahmer's alcohol issues got worse, and he was discharged in 1981. Back in Ohio, he was arrested for disorderly conduct, but his family still didn't know the extent of his darkness. In 1982, he moved to Milwaukee to live with his grandmother, hoping for a fresh start. For a while, it seemed like he might pull it together. He got a job, attended church with his grandmother, but his urges didn't stop. Between 1987 and 1991, Dahmer's killing spree escalated. He targeted mostly young men, often from marginalized communities, gay men, men of color, luring them to his apartment with promises of money or drinks. His apartment became a house of horrors. He'd drug his victims, kill them, and engage in gruesome acts like dismemberment, necrophilia, and even attempts at creating zombies by drilling into their skulls and injecting chemicals. He preserved body parts, kept skulls as trophies. It's chilling to think how long he went undetected. Dahmer's victims numbered at least 17. Names like Stephen Tuomi, James Doxtator, Anthony Sears, and Conorac Synthesomphone are etched in this tragic story. Conorac's case is especially haunting. In May 1991, the 14-year-old escaped Dahmer's apartment, disoriented, but police, called by concerned neighbors, believed Dahmer's lie that it was a domestic dispute. They returned Conorac to Dahmer, who killed him hours later. The system failed, and it's a gut punch to think about. How did Dahmer get away with this for so long? A mix of factors. He was calculated, targeting people whose disappearances weren't always immediately investigated. He was charming when he needed to be, convincing police and neighbors nothing was wrong. His apartment's stench, caused by decomposing bodies, was dismissed as trash or chemical experiments. Milwaukee police faced criticism later for not digging deeper, especially in cases involving minority victims. It's a stark reminder of how bias can blind justice. By 1991, Dahmer's control was slipping. On July 22nd, Tracy Edwards escaped after being lured to Dahmer's apartment. He flagged down police, who finally searched the place. What they found was unimaginable. Polaroids of dismembered bodies, human remains in the fridge, barrels of acid. Dahmer was arrested on the spot. During interrogations, he confessed in chilling detail, showing no remorse at first, just a cold explanation of his need to dominate his victims. The trial in 1992 was a media frenzy. Dahmer faced 15 counts of murder in Wisconsin. His defense argued insanity, claiming his compulsions drove him. Prosecutors countered that he was fully aware, meticulously planning each kill. The jury agreed. He was sane and guilty. Sentenced to 15 life terms over 900 years, he was sent to Columbia Correctional Institution. Later in Ohio, he got another life sentence for Hicks's murder. In prison, Dahmer's story didn't end quietly. He expressed some remorse, even requested the death penalty, but Wisconsin didn't have it. He turned to religion, getting baptized. But on November 28, 1994, another inmate, Christopher Scarver, beat Dahmer to death with a metal bar. Scarver later said he was disturbed by Dahmer's crimes and lack of remorse. At 34, Dahmer's life ended, but the scars he left remain. The aftermath is still felt. Families of victims fought for justice and remembrance. Milwaukee grappled with its police department's failures. Dahmer's case sparked debates about mental health, the death penalty, and systemic issues in law enforcement. His apartment was demolished, but the site still draws curious visitors. Media, books, documentaries, even controversial shows keeps his name alive, sometimes criticized for sensationalizing the pain. What drove Jeffrey Dahmer? Psychologists point to a mix of factors: possible personality disorders, childhood neglect, sexual repression, and alcoholism. He once said he didn't hate his victims, he just didn't want them to leave. It's a twisted glimpse into a mind that saw murder as a way to keep people close. We'll never fully understand, but his story forces us to confront the darkest corners of human nature. That's the story of Jeffrey Dahmer, a life that started with promise but descended into unimaginable horror. It's a reminder to stay vigilant, to question what's hidden behind closed doors. Thanks for sticking with me through this tough one. If you found this deep dive compelling, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what other true crime stories you want to hear. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.